Well, hi, how are you doing tonight? Good to have you here. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you very much for taking the time. Your time is valuable and I appreciate it. That's why this is a 30-minute edit. It's giving me focus and it's also making it so that I don't completely babble on and I'm getting through the project. Project is an infrared project on the in a cross-country trip that I took and photographed Carnegie libraries on the way back. So they were done whenever we could get there and could find them, not very often open. And just as I could get to them and whatever part I'm just working on a bit of a project for this and what these libraries kind of mean to me and represent. So tonight I called it sensitive sensor dust or sensitive sensor. One of the things with an infrared camera is you run into sensor dust a lot. And I have mentioned the past couple nights that I would show this and in the editing. So rather than make it longer, I thought I'd include that in the edit time. Maybe I'm sneaking out early, but who knows? So let's go to the timeline starting. So we'll start there. Here's the camera that I used. It's a RP. It was converted to infrared, I believe, by Kalari, and it is wonderful. It's a great little camera for doing this. I love the RP because it's nice and light. It is just a great little thing. It has a 35 millimeter lens on it. This particular 35 millimeter is the 35 STM. I bought it used. It was a great little lens. Many lenses have severe problems with lens flare when doing infrared. This one is on the good side of that whole situation of whether or not they have lens flare. Some people like it. I do too in some of them, but sometimes in there on some lenses when you use them with infrared, they are so bad. And Kalari has a whole list of the lenses that work. And although they do need to update the list with newer lenses. But what I'm going to do is show you how this has been converted, because why is so much sensor dust? All right. In here, you might notice that there is a little thing right there, the kind of thing that is a filter. So Kalari makes these filters that you can pop in and pop out of there, and they are magnetic, and they go in right. Oops. Did I turn you on? Oh, I locked it. No, I didn't. Did I lock? What did I do? Nope, I didn't. Anyway, back to this. So when a camera has been converted, so what I'm going to do is I give you a little tool, and you can pop this out right like that. And you notice there's not anything right there on the sensor. So the filters have been removed that are normally in a camera that convert things to have the color. So this just goes right there, and sensor dust gets on that. And there's a little tool that you can get. It's looks like a little squeegee, and it's about the size of that. And I have a whole bunch of them that I use. But on some of these, it had gotten in, and I had not cleaned it, so there was that problem. Now this guy pops back in like that. You pop him in. You can use the little tool. This is the Which one is it? This is the 855. I don't know. Is it the 655? Hold it. Let me see. It has all kinds of them. There's the 590, the hot mirror, the 850, the 720. Oh, this must be the 655. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I had in, was the 655. And that little tool I keep there, it pops it back in. So then you get it all cleaned off front and back, and then you can pop things back together. And seriously, where is my little red dot? Where did it go? Why can't I find the little red dot? There it is. And my dot. And I'm back in. So that's what it takes. But that little infrared, and then these are all for different levels of infrared that I want to do. And I'm exploring that more and more. But on this one, I used the 655. I thought I had the 720 in, but I didn't. Yeah, and it's not like I'm going back to these places to redo the shots. So that's the sensor dust. In a mirrorless camera, there's usually things there in front of it, in front of the sensor, that help you with that have all those whatever, you know, that transfers things to color, to what you see, and mine doesn't have that one on this one. So that's where you get the sensor dust. Anyway, that was a pretty lame explanation, but it's the one that I've got. And now, there we go. All right, so now we're back to the photos, and we are here looking at these, going to see where we are. Get my keyboard back in front of me, and I can see, yeah. Oh, I know what I need. There. I need that in front. There we go. And I don't really need this panel. There. What? Why is it? Is it because I'm in develop? There we go. All right. So now I have a little bit more room since I'm only working with stuff over here, and I'm mainly going to work with sensor dust. If I find sensor dust today, this is the tool that I will use, the remove tool. And I could do visualize spots, but it just, yeah, you know, that could work too. I don't know. I'll have to see how it does on one that actually has some sensor dust on it. So let's keep moving through these guys. What's going on? Okay. That one is fine. I don't see sensor dust. This has got a little bit. Usually the sensor dust has been up in here. Oh, cancel that. Why is it? Oh, I know why. Okay. It was in the remove tool, so that's why I wasn't moving things. So this, it's got this branch up here. I'm gonna not want, but usually oh, hang on. Oh, that is that. Oh, yeah. So it doesn't help when your monitor when your monitor has a smudge on it. Well, that was. I wonder how many sensor dust is that. Whoa! Knocked myself over. Sending you guys for a loop. There we go. Okay. Well. Oops. Come on. There we go. All right. So that doesn't really matter. Okay. This is going to come down some. So I'm going to do sensor dust. I'm going to do some, just a quick exposure type of thing. Because I'm finding that a lot of these, I can just drop the exposure. It was really bright during the day. Might have been a little overexposed. So I'm working from, it's easier to drop it down and then bring up the shadows as I want. So I'll do that. I'll drop them a bit. That's an interior shot there. Interior, this is how they integrated the old building with the new. So the interior, exterior wall is now an interior. This is one of the ones that I checked. Oh, that's right. Those are just the things in the ceiling. Those are not sensor dust. It's just scrapes on a 100-year-old ceiling. All right. Come down a bit there. Yeah. Oops. Gothenburg. Whoa. Let's see. What if I reset that one? Hang on. Reset. Why aren't you resetting? Ah, there we go. Okay, that's better. All right, I'll go from there. That's the grotesque. He's fine. I think maybe I might be at the spot where I actually realized I had sensor dust. And because we were in the camper van all the way back, and up until a certain point, I wasn't able to view the photos. And it took a while to get to someplace that I could actually had enough light during the evening and it wasn't too dark. And we could do this. And I said, oh, sensor dust, and I had to clean it. There you go. There's some up here, I think. Let me see. Nope. Okay. Nope. Oh, this was in Laramie. Gosh. I think that's what I need to do. I need to go check on my iCloud, see if the things that I have deleted, because I deleted a bunch off my phone by accident, because they looked too dark. And yeah, silly. So I don't have very many of the interior of this one. This is the building I snuck into. It was under construction and had big caution tape across the door. But it was propped open. And this was like the stairway. And the guy came down and he kind of laughed and he took me over to show me where they were opening up part to reveal the original ceiling. This is I think I will, they're restoring this building. This is going to be on trip to go back down and see how it's done. This is one that was this the one that had the stained glass? Yeah, on either side. Yeah. It's now a museum. Hmm. Okay. Ugh, blew out the highlights. Like I said, I was excited. This is, I believe this is Brigham City. Yes. Here is where you see how they had to suddenly start changing the type of, the way the structure was at the base of the building. Because Brigham City is not too far from Salt Lake and gets a whole lot of snow and is much colder and longer snow than some of the other places that did not have the kind of snow that that they had. This has the higher, longer overhang. It doesn't have quite the detail in the eaves, but it has some detail out here. And then the influence of it being where it is in Utah, Brigham City being, quite the center for the Mormon population. And so they incorporated the cross into the architecture, which I thought was pretty interesting. And here we have the original stained glass too. Okay, drop down. Yeah, I had cleaned the sensor. Yay! Otherwise, I would have had a whole line up here in the upper left-hand corner. Bringing those down. Yeah. Oh, that's better. There we go. Okay. Okay. And how am I doing on time? Okay. I'm doing okay on time. This one I need to constrain the crop on that transform. Yeah. So this was down the stairs here was the new building. And so they had incorporated the entire old building. So all along this, on the other side of this wall was the exterior wall that is now interior here. And this is original balustrade here and original for the stair. So when they built these new stairway up, they mimicked what exactly from the front steps, which was like right here, this one, and they mimicked it for this one too. This was an original, and it just made it so cool. And so they made the stairs look just like it. It's very, very well done. Did I put the calibration? I mean the not calibration, but the transform on this guy? Oh, I know why I didn't. Because I took off too much the way the building. I like to show somehow times how the connections and the details, and look all the little things that they did. this was in Caldwell. Yeah, Caldwell. And it was a veterans memorial hall now, and it had been a library. There we go. What is it about the detail that I did on this? Let's go to transform this, make it straight. And then let's see what I was trying to do. I think I was just trying to show how they did like the details on the details for the hinges and doors and stuff. Couple of detail shots. Didn't do so great with all of those, but didn't do could do more. That's what. Sunken in little. Oh, there was the plaque. Huh. Oh, this is Baker City, Oregon. There's the old coal chute. And they've mimicked the grand entrance. I think this is a replica of the grand entrance at the front to show. This is in the back, though. This was cool. Yeah. That was. The details on the window. Wow, it's pretty cool. How these were completely squared off, where this one had this angle to it in the basement. Another one of the doors, the lower doors. This was one of the larger buildings. It's now an art center. Been completely restored. Beautiful art center. Studio space. You could, if you're a potter, there's a pottery wheel. There's all kinds of things you can go in and use. So wonderful. Wonder what that is. Oh, that's the flag. It says art. And interesting. Well, there's a detail up there. Come on. There, that's what I was looking to see if I can pick up. Here we go. Some of that dental work up there. Yeah. Okay. This is in La Grande. Needs a lot of work. Again, is an art center, but hasn't had the funding that the one in Baker City has. Open 10 to 2 on Saturday, Monday through Friday, noon to 5. Art Center East. So yeah. Again, that cool, look at the detail, although the peeling paint, obviously. this is Pendleton, Oregon. This was along the road above the back of it, but it had been originally done with the library. The library is quite the magnificent building. It's on a very steep hill, goes down into the river down below, has this very cool turret type um, edge to it, and then the opening is on the other corner on an angle. And here it comes. It has these cool angles on all sides. So it went around the corner, and then back there is that sidewalk or that barrier that goes down to the river. Yes. And here, yeah, the turret that is over there on the right side. This is the angled edge. Another art center. It's a very large building. It's very beautiful in Pendleton, Oregon. Up on the north side of the river that runs through town. And it's just across, in fact, this down here in the lower right-hand corner is the beginning of the bridge that you cross to go into downtown Pendleton. But this is an old historic area up here. Pretty cool. And in Hood River, this is another one built on a very steep hill. There's the back side of it. Okay. Now this one is, can I get the shadows? Okay, I'm going to need to we'll see how that one has to work. There we go. I can do a mask on the top of it. A linear gradient. Help to bring out the county library. It said county library up there, but over here there's a plaque that says donation Andrew Carnegie. And this is another spot where the old building has been melded to the new building. So now this is one of the entrances. It was again not open the day that I was there. So there we go. Is that the last one? That's the last one of those. Yay. Okay, so we'll go back to here. And we'll go back to this. And this is one of the ones I was thinking about. What do I need to do if I am keeping it in the collection? Let's go back. I want to reset. Okay. I don't think this one does anything. So this is going to be dropped to there. And it will be removed from the collection. There we go. And yeah. So now I should be at, let me see. Where am I? Over here. Oops, 120. I'm at 120. I thought I was at 120 beforehand. And did I change? Oh, goodness. Where are you? 120. Okay. So I guess I must have had 121. All right. That will work for there. Now what's next? What's next? Let's see. This one's been done. Did I do dust? Remove. Oh, there it is. Dust. Apply. Click on the photo to apply additional spots. So what about if I just did this and did apply dust and then, oh, I go to library. Hang on. And I wanted to I thought I had auto sync. Oh no, I guess I don't. There we go. Here we go. Apply. And then can I go to select all and then go sync? That's what I wanted to do. Not denoise, not that. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do dust. Dust. Remove. Synchronize. And that will take us to the end of this time. Maybe take some time. All right, it's going to take about 3 minutes, so I'm going to exit out of here and pull up my other screen. Yeah, there I am. Your edits were synced, but updating, I know. Why are you doing that? Oh. Come on. I need a little smaller screen. All right, that's what I was doing. I have screens going on both places. Where are you? My program screen show. Anyway, that was kind of a ramble tonight. But I am editing in the room when it's darker, and that seems to help me a little bit. So I'll do that. I may continue to work in the evenings on this, although we are expecting more rain over the next several days. Today we actually had about a 6 hour time where we didn't have the rain, and it was kind of bright and a little bit of sunshine. But there are flood warnings for tomorrow and slide warnings and all kinds of stuff. And the rain's coming back. So I may just close the shades down and turn the light off and work during the day in here. So I'll be back tomorrow with more. And so thanks for sticking around for the sensitive sensor dusts and seeing how I did that. And yeah, we're working through the project. As you can tell, I'm a bit low today as the energy's down. So I'll try to come at it tomorrow a little earlier, but it did what I needed it to do. And it's still updating over here. So the thing with Lightroom, some of these AI settings that it has, like the dust removal and the denoise and all that stuff, they need to be done in a certain order. And if you don't, you'll get a little yellow caution thing that it needs, because it can affect it all. So tomorrow when I edit some more, I'll look for any of those yellow caution triangles. And right now it's just taking up, it's got about another 5 minutes left to update all of those 120 photos that I synced for dust removal, just for dust removal. We'll see how that worked. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Gretchen with another night of editing. We're on day 9. Tomorrow's day 10. A third will be a third of the way through. I still have way too many photos in this, and I kind of need to decide which ones are going in the project and which ones are not. But they all could be edited, so we'll see. Maybe I'll just, who knows? What do you think? Should I just edit all 120 and then decide which ones go in, or wait? What a quandary. All right, everybody, thanks for being here, and happy editing. Until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you, and you'll find it when you look through your camera lens.